live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Brought to you by PayUp. Booze, balls, and bad decisions.
With the first pick in the 2023 NFL Draft.
Booze, balls, bad decisions.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Oh shit! I forgot to take the loop off.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Brought to you by PayUp.
I'm such an
Amateur
idiot.
hour around here.
Amateur hour. Well, welcome to Booze, Balls, and Bad Decisions, where we make bad decisions about the software we use and the people that get to start the show and all kinds of shit. So,
Episode 2.
is this episode 2 already?
Episode
This
2.
is episode 2. Yes.
All right, what do we got today? I think there was a draft this week, and our show's brought to you by PayUp. Tony, tell everybody what PayUp is.
PayUp is the world's first peer-to-peer betting app. So we all have friends that we love to make bets. We all have friends that, let's face it, are pretty shitty when it comes to paying up. PayUp is here to solve those problems for you. Launching this summer, PayUp for all your peer-to-peer betting needs.
And the number one very first bet logged into the PayUp app, Benny's Bijan Robinson, offensive rookie of the year. We'll get into that. I want to touch on that a little bit later.
Fair enough.
By the way, yeah, the draft on that kind of fucked you. Okay, so before we get into the draft recap, this show is going to be some kind of booze, which Tony's drinking, Benny's drinking. I've got a sun kiss, for God's sakes. Some kind of balls. This week's NFL recap, NFL draft recap, and some kind of bad decisions, which is betting or life or whatever. So, Benny, we have a guest next week.
We do. Big time.
Talk a little bit about that guest. Let people on the comment section see if they can guess who this is, and maybe we can tell them at the end of the show.
For sure. Yeah, so we've got a friend of mine, kind of a local guy, so to speak, but we throw out a few things, kind of tease it a bit. This guy played football at OU, was all Big 12, 03 and 04. And was an All-American in 04. Second-round draft pick, absolute freak of nature, just a stud. So that's coming up next week, and we'll name drop it here in a bit. You guys see if you can jump in the comments and see if you know who we're talking about. I'll give you. I mean, it's a decent hint that I gave you. I mean, second-round draft pick. Like I said, 03, 04, all Big 12, 04 All-American. So. Think about that for a bit, and we'll throw that out there. We're going to have him on the show next week, interviewing him. So it's going to be awesome.
There's another guest. We're in working to get this finalized, and I'm not going to tell you any names. I don't know if you want to say any names, but I
think we can say names.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Names. I mean, I'm going to tell you.
There's a huge hint.
It's so easy to guess. Yeah.
So
there's a pretty big
take
hint.
a look at the whiteboard. Let's get exotic. So I follow Joe Exotic on Twitter. We all know the shit show that he was, but I will give it up to the guy. He got us through COVID. I mean, the first
he got us through COVID.
You were Tiger King and The Last Dance. I mean, those two are going to go down in history. Joe Exotic posts on Twitter, and I follow the guy. Posts on Twitter that he's looking to do some interviews and slide in the DM. So I slide in the prison DM.
What could go wrong? That's a bad decision right there.
Sliding into the prison DMs.
Slide right up in Joe Exotic prison DMs.
Do you take like penicillin after you slide into the prison DMs, Benny? Is that?
I think you have to.
Do we go to the doctor for that?
I didn't slide into the prison wallets. I just slid into the DM. And this could potentially be a bad decision. We need to talk about this. So Joe responds immediately and gives me the text message number of this lady. He says, "You call this lady and she'll get us set up."
Was it like a 1-900 number you had to call?
But it's definitely not an Oklahoma number. Let me get this lady's name here.
I mean, tell me, Mike.
Tammy.
Would this not be amazing?
Tammy is her name.
Tammy. So, of course it's Tammy.
Of course it's Tammy.
It could only be Tammy.
It can only be Tammy. So I text Tammy and I say, "Hey, we got this podcast. It's called Booze, Balls, Bad Decisions. We talk about booze. We talk about football and other balls. And then we talk about bad decisions." And then I sweetened it up and I said, "Joe, come on and talk about the U.S. government's bad decision to withhold evidence and prosecute you. And he ate it up. He's like, yeah, call Tammy. I call Tammy, right? And Tammy hits me back up and she goes, yeah, we'd love to do it, but it's got to be phone call only because he's in prison. Yeah, we know. He's doing like 23 years. And she says, oh, and by the way, it's $400 for 15 minutes.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, think about $400. That goes a long way in the prison commissary.
Right there, baby.
Think about like all the ramen and Cheetos you can buy with that $400 in the commissary. Joe,
so here's the thing, and I'm seriously considering this. I mean,
we were seriously considering this.
I'm on the fence. I'm like 80% pay Joe Exotic 400, 20% don't. But I will say this: I do have a bit of a Arab marketplace trader in me. So I fired back at Tammy and I said, listen, Tammy, we're some poor folks. We just started out. We don't have a whole lot of capital. So how about 200 for 15 minutes? And Tammy hasn't responded yet. And when she does,
she's got to talk it over with Joe.
She's probably talking it over with Joe, but
I mean, what else is he doing, right?
Yeah, I mean, but I'm trying to figure out what we can talk about in 15 minutes.
That's what I want to talk about.
I mean,
if we only have 15 minutes with Joe Exotic, what's that look like?
It's got to be amazing, right? So
Travis and how it was when he blew his face off on television.
I was really hoping we really wouldn't say that. Did that really happen? I don't remember this at all. I don't remember this at all.
Dude, it was in the season. His campaign manager is sitting there and they've got cameras everywhere and he's like, yeah, this gun won't fire if the clip's out of it. And he takes the clips out and like puts it to his brain. I mean, blows his head off on television.
I'm not sure how Chad and I both missed this guy died.
I don't remember this at all.
He built a whole mural to the guy. He built it was a whole four-wheeler.
A mural, Ben?
Yeah, he took a mural. Took a four-wheeler and made a mural out of it. And then he would like look up in the clouds and be like, oh, Travis, I love you. You don't remember that?
I don't
Come
remember
on.
that at all. I was busy trying not to get COVID. I don't remember that.
It happened. I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, he's running for president. He's already announced his candidacy for president. We could get a presidential candidate on this show. And he's no longer a libertarian. He's a Democrat. He said libertarians can't be trusted.
Wouldn't that wouldn't some laws have to change or something? Because the whole felony conviction.
Well, I don't know if you can govern from prison. Can you govern from prison? I don't know.
I bet he can figure it out. Joe can do anything. So, do we have an email, AJ?
We do. Yes.
What's our email, AJ?
How about instead of email's old school. How about let's tweet at us.
Yeah, just hit us up in the DMs.
Hit us up in the DMs.
Slide into that prison wallet DM.
Slide up in AJ's and Benny's DMs. And
Booze and Balls, Twitter.
Give us your questions to ask Joe Exotic. Anything. Nothing's off the board. If we're having to pay for it, nothing is off limits.
Oh, I will ask despicable things if we're
So good point, Chatty. So Benny, when you're talking to Tammy, make sure that they don't get to preview like the list or anything.
Absolutely not.
No, this is straight up collect. Well, I don't know if we got to call collect in the prison or if we got to accept a collect call. Is that
or how am I gonna? I got to figure out how to hook our phones up to this thing.
Yeah, how do you call?
We'll figure it out. We got a couple weeks.
Yeah, we got time. Tammy still hasn't responded.
Is he in Oklahoma? Texas. My question is he in Oklahoma?
I thought he's in Texas.
Yeah, he's in Texas somewhere.
Close Texas? Close enough for us to visit and get a video?
Ooh, what if we went and visited Joe Exotic?
Only if it's conjugal. Who's going to give it up? Who's giving it up?
We'll let Benny slide up in the DM.
No, I'm the least Metro guy on this podcast. I can promise you that.
We'll Rochambeau for it, okay? We'll Rochambeau for it.
I'm going last. All right, back on the rails. For God's sake, let's get to the NFL draft.
That's potential. I mean, we got a big time guest coming next week. That is confirmed. It's a done deal. Can't wait to have him on. Potential Democratic presidential nominee coming up potentially. We'll see what Tammy says.
If you want to hear the story at some point at the end of the show about how I owe someone $1 million, if we would have had the pay up app for this, I would have been in serious trouble because this is a true thing that I bet somebody $1 million and lost my ass.
Oh, it's not
Very-
correct.
Yeah,
It's a very real thing.
What are the deets on the bet?
Yeah,
So-
let's go. Get
All
it
right,
here.
well, we'll
We
talk
got
about it.
Sure.
Texas Motor Speedway. This might have been definitely before kids. So more than 10 years ago, 11 years ago, Mike and I, Diddy Pot Pie here, are at Texas Motor Speedway. And Benny, you'll remember this, I bet. I hated Dale Jr. I was a huge fan of Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch was on the number 5 Hendrick Motorsports car, the Kellogg's car. He wrecks at Texas Motor Speedway. He wrecks and he thinks the car's done. He thinks the car's parked, whatever, and gets out and leaves. Well, the team fixes the car and Dale Jr. wrecks out. And they asked Dale Jr. to race Kyle Busch's car the rest of the race because it could still get a few laps in. It could get some points. They asked him
I
to.
do remember this.
So he hears it. Mike hears it on his headset, and he was like, "Dude, that's Dale Jr." I was like, "I'll bet you $1 million that ain't Dale Jr. driving that car." So we forget about it, laugh about it, whatever. Get in the car, turn the radio on, and sure as shit, they're interviewing Dale Jr. about him driving the number 5 car to finish the race. And he's never let me forget about it. So that's how. It's not a great story. It's not some, but I do. At some point,
if you log it in the bet, it settles immediately. So
yeah. So
log it in
thank
the pay up
God
app.
the pay up thing was not a big deal then because I'd have been in trouble. All right, moving on to the draft. Let's go through draft recap. First off, there was a shit ton of trades. I put that in here. It seemed like there was a ton of trades. You guys remember all the trades that happened?
Man, wasn't it fun though? I mean, the first
It
round
was.
a
The
blast.
first round was fun.
The first
Now-
round was an absolute blast.
We are
You know-
trying to change the pace of play in baseball because it's too slow. Good God, that first round took forever. It was like 4
Yeah.
hours.
You
I
know,
mean,
we
but it
walk
was
into
fun.
we walk into the draft, and of course we all, we're Cowboys fans, so we,
Of course.
we're snake bit, right? We remember the Jimmy Johnson trades, and we expect every draft to be like that. And I'll be honest, the past few years, the draft's been boring as hell. This draft did not disappoint. I mean,
No,
it
this was fun.
we had a house full of kids. Everybody's watching it. I mean, it was a damn good time.
It was,
And-
man. It was a great time.
And
Yeah, we had a
did-
blast watching it.
And did you know, Chatty, to your point, we actually set a record in this draft for number of trades.
I didn't know that. I
I
just
didn't
knew
know
it seemed
that
like
either.
there was a ton.
So that's
it
what
felt like there was a lot.
That's
Yeah.
why I felt like there was a ton. We set the record for number of trades.
Do you
I
know off the top of your head how many it was?
Well, I do because I Googled it.
Good job.
Oh,
I did.
God.
Bobby,
I did.
we'll never hear the end of that.
I Googled
God.
it. Bobo, I Googled it. And there
Bobo's
were,
not watching.
Yeah,
He's at the state golf, regional golf.
Yeah, and he hates us.
Shout
But
out
there
to
were,
Bobo.
there were 43 trades in this draft.
Wow.
The previous
43?
and the previous record was 40 back in 2019.
Okay, say that again. How many trades?
There were 43 trades.
No.
43. Wow.
Do you think that Google is wrong?
The Googles is not wrong.
So hey, somebody in the comments fact check me. 43 trades, 2023 NFL draft.
I know there was
43
a lot of
trades?
trades Saturday moving around, back and forth.
Oh, hold on, wait. That's the
Yeah,
entirety of the
yeah,
NFL
not the
draft.
first round, dummy.
Yeah.
Jesus
okay,
Christ,
hold on.
Chad, there's only
That's
36 teams, dude.
Well, that's what I was like. Fuck, how many? There's 32 teams. Dipshit.
32 actually, but
What did I say? 36?
Yeah.
Some shit
First
like
off,
that,
shut
yeah.
up with your facts because
That's
you're wrong.
Numbers.
How many trades? This is great radio.
it's true. It was absolutely true.
Yes, but 40 in 2019, 43 this year.
There were six in the first round alone.
I do give it up to the Cardinals.
That's a
I mean, the
bunch.
Cardinals bailed out, picked up some additional draft capital,
That's
bailed
smart.
out again, picked up
Yeah.
some. I mean, I think the Cardinals
And
probably.
Didn't they get an offensive lineman?
I think that's right.
Like
yeah.
a
I don't know what
Parrish
ended up-
stud offensive lineman?
Yeah, I think that's what they ended up going with. So if you think Kyler Murray's your guy, then trading back, grabbing some capital, that's not a bad decision. What I want to talk
Absolutely not.
about, I mean, the craziest trade to me, right? Houston
Fuck that.
Texans. I mean, are
Okay.
you kidding me? You
Hey,
have
you
number
watch
2.
draft day.
You have number 2, and you take CJ Stroud. We well documented how big of a dummy he is. I've got zero faith in CJ Stroud. I'm
Zero
telling you
faith.
right now, he will lead the league in interceptions. The guy's trash. He's not any good. They're going to start him day one. They will. They'll fire him out there day
Absolutely,
one.
they will.
And here we go. But then they make a surprise and come back into number 3 and take probably, in my opinion, it's the second best defensive player. I mean, it's just what a great move. I mean, D'Amico Ryans is
Who's your
setting up
number
his
one
flag.
best defensive player? Was it Thibodeau?
No. No.
So
Jalen
who was
Carter.
your
Jalen
Jalen
Carter to
Carter.
me is that's the steal of the draft. If he played no contest to a misdemeanor, I don't think that there's going to be much more that comes of that. Jalen Carter is I will say it. I don't give a damn. He's Aaron Donald. He's Warren Sapp. He is that guy. I mean, he is, to me,
He's a defensive tackle,
good.
Georgia, right?
Defensive tackle.
He was
huge.
He was
Mountain
on the
of a man.
site. What he was on the site when a couple people were killed in a car wreck. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right. He was, and he got charged with some things, fleeting, having some knowledge about it, and then
Gotcha.
ends up bailing out. But
Basically, just freaked out.
yeah, he did. I
was
mean,
a
he's a
bad night. He
kid.
freaked
He's a
out.
kid.
Yeah.
He's a kid. What would you do when you were a kid? Think about the
No,
shit that we did when we were kids, that there was no cell phones and no social media and things like that. We'd probably all be in prison too,
That's 100% probably true.
right
Yeah.
next to Joe Exotic.
So I hate you guys know I hate agreeing with Benny. Like I've been known to just fake a side of an argument just because I didn't want to agree with Benny.
Because I'm right. I'm always right.
Well, on this one, you are right. I mean, Jalen Carter he's the best player in the draft, and,
He was.
for me, it's not even close. And so you strip out all the off the field stuff. That dude goes number one. I mean, maybe number
absolutely.
two, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't think he goes number one because you're
Yeah.
not trading up to get a defensive tackle.
right.
But if you're the Texans, I mean, I think you definitely take him at number two, and then if you want to
Yep.
swing and do a crazy draft day, then you pick up CJ Stroud at number three. I mean, I think, without these, allegations and potential no contest charges and things like that, he is 100% going number two.
And it's also painful because of who drafted him.
Yeah, he's gonna be wasted.
Yeah.
No, he's really not. I mean,
No,
he's
not.
gonna be a
He's-
freaking stud.
Remind me,
in
where'd he go?
years. Are you kidding me? Philly.
No.
Come
Oh,
on, Chad. Come on, Chad.
I should have known
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
God, I mean, it just.
So we
I
could
probably,
see
I probably
we-
blocked
we
it out
get-
of my memory.
we get to see him twice a year for the next decade. No
Yeah.
big deal. No big
Yeah,
deal.
no big deal. And here's the thing: they're going to line him up opposite of Zach Martin, obviously, because you don't want to
course,
see
yeah.
him and Zach Martin going man to man. So, whoever is starting at left guard, I'll be honest with you guys. I mean, I'm excited about the potential of Tyler Smith playing left guard.
Yeah.
If we can keep dipshit healthy and he can play left tackle, I have no faith that we can. But if we can, then he plays left tackle. There's
He's like
talks of him
100.
being I mean, he's really not, though. That's the bad thing about it. He came out of USC when he was like 20 years old. I mean, so he's really not that old.
Really?
Yes.
Damn,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he started as a true freshman. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
so here's the thing. It doesn't matter whoever we start at left guard, you're going to get a heavy dose of Jalen Carter every, like you said, twice
Maybe
twice
at
a
least
year for the
twice,
next-
probably three, maybe three times because
Yeah,
they're going to be
maybe.
in the playoffs every year. They're,
Exactly.
they're building.
He's the best player in the draft as far as I'm concerned. So
Well, that kind of
So
knocked out the
that's-
best pick. Do we all agree on that was the best pick of the draft?
Right. So that's the best pick. Talk to me about value. Right. I love. There's something to be said. Yeah, you're at the top. Yeah, you pick the best guy. But talk to me about a value pick.
I'm going to go quick because you guys do probably have a little bit more information on this because I didn't get to watch a whole lot of the day 2 and day 3 of the draft. But I like the Deuce Vaughn pick by the Cowboys because it gives us that water bug back that Philly has had forever. He was what, the 5th or 6th round? I mean, what do we have to lose here? And he may be good enough to be that guy.
Chad, there's a reason why the guys that are the same height as Bobby don't really do well in the NFL.
I don't care if he does better than for 1 year. I just want 1 year. But you think of LaShawn, not LaShawn McCoy, but the other one that was in
Darren Sproles.
yeah, Darren Sproles. That was in.
He's
Philly.
no Darren Sproles.
I mean, he's pretty good. He made us look stupid a lot.
Well, Darren Sproles ripped off against our special guest next week. Ripped off, I don't know how many yards, and I think 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, maybe, against the Sooners in the Big 12 championship in 2003. That's Darren Sproles. To me, Deuce Vaughn is no Darren Sproles. Now, I will say this. I think it was phenomenal the way the Cowboys handled that. There's
cool.
video on Twitter. There's video everywhere, Instagram, about, Deuce Vaughn's father, who, for those of you that don't know, works for the Cowboys in the scouting department. He's talking to Deuce on the phone in day 2, and he's like, listen, man, I know you haven't been called yet. We're looking for the right, opportunity. We're not looking for when, we're looking for where and where that can be. And then, of course, everybody's seen the video of, Jerry Jones writing it on a stinking cocktail napkin because that's Jerry Jones. I mean, why not? write it on there and then hands it to him and say, hey, we're taking Deuce. I mean, love the story. I mean, imagine that, being a dad and being able to do those things. Welcome your kid to an NFL contract. Cool. I mean, that is awesome. Great story.
And the way he called him and said, you ready to come to school or come to work with me next week?
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, cool. I love everything about the story except for the pick. He's not.
I like the pick.
I'm telling you, what is he going to do? What is he going to do? Is he going to be a third down back? That was Tony Pollard's role, right? Was that not Tony Pollard's role?
But I think Tony Pollard's going to be more than that next year. I think we're going to try to limit his touches. Not limit his touches because I don't want him to be Zeke, but I don't think we're going to run him in the ground like we did Zeke. We ran Zeke's ass in the ground. Well, I don't think they'll do that. Tony Pollard.
Do it. That's what he's there for. Run him in the ground.
Do it on their rookie deal and don't pay him. Let him walk.
You learned your lesson. We're not going to pay him. You don't pay the guy.
No, we're not going to pay him. I mean,
run his ass in the ground and then bring another guy in.
But will he hold up for an entire year of getting paid, running to the ground? I guess is the question.
Running back is a disposable position right now.
Yes.
In the NFL.
It is. It
is disposable.
And here's the thing too: you can't use him on special teams. Are you gonna let him return punts? No, you're not.
Hell no.
Not fast enough.
Are you gonna let him return kicks? No.
Hell no.
And you know why? Because we already have that guy. We have that guy that specializes. We can't do two. I mean, it's just to me. I don't. So you didn't like it at all. I don't like it at all. I mean, I mean, you're telling me a 5'8", 170-pound running back is going to make a difference on a team? I disagree. I mean, I can't get on board.
All right. So what was your value pick?
Value pick to me, and Tony's going to be pissy. Tony's going to get a little upset. Tony's going to get a little mad. He's going to try to throw some facts at us, but guess what? Tony's wrong because the value pick is Will freaking Levis, boys.
It might be.
You get a guy.
You mean Big Bust Levis, right? I mean, the most interesting thing about Will Levis is his girlfriend. Okay.
Oh God, and his sisters.
Woo! Right. Well, yeah, and his sisters. Yeah, the whole thing. Yes.
All right. So here,
I like the fact that Mom was a little saucy too. Like she was kind of a smart ass. I like that.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna yield to you, Tony, and I'm gonna let you tell me why he's a bust, and then I'm gonna destroy your absolute argument. So you go ahead and you say whatever you want, and then I'm gonna destroy it. So go, please be my guest.
Okay. So a week ago, we were talking about Will Levis. Everybody's talking about him. Oh gosh, is he going to go 101? Is he going to be top 3? Will he be the first, second quarterback off the board? So he's talked about in that regard. And I know your memory's not real good, Benny. But the talk last week was that no, he's not that guy. He's not a locker room guy. His teammates hate him. He takes no accountability for his actions. He's basically Kyler Murray, right? Everybody on the team hates the guy. He puts mayonnaise in his coffee.
That's despicable.
Mayonnaise in his coffee. Again, his only redeeming quality is his girlfriend. That's it.
Okay.
Right? And so is
Kyler Murray 6'4", and does Kyler Murray have an arm like a damn rocket?
I thought I was talking here. Oh, I thought I was talking. Ben.
Continue, please. Go ahead. I'll rebut. Go ahead.
Are you sure? I'm
sure.
Are you sure? Okay, great. So it's like, ooh, Will Levis, he's the guy. I mean, he's going to go so high, and I'm telling you, he's not that guy. And then 32 teams agreed that he was not that guy, dude. Homie falls out of the top 5. Homie falls out of the top 10, which is great because that just means we can see more and more of his girlfriend sitting there pissed off on his lap. As she sees, because I think she's pretty smart, so she knows like with every couple picks go by, those dollar signs, they keep going down, 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 right? And then we slide all the way to day 2. So you take that, and then you put him on what's generally a dumpster fire of a team, the Titans, right?
They got a good running game.
I guess so. I mean,
okay, if his good for a quarterback to have a good running game,
if his wheels stay on, sure.
Okay. Is that good to have a good running game to help a quarterback? Is that good?
Is that good for his stats, though? I mean, I guess that limits his
turnovers. Give a damn about his stats. I give a damn about winning.
Well, we're talking about being a bust, right? So
how can you say he's a bust when he hasn't played it down in the NFL?
Well, I'm telling you, the 32 NFL GMs looked at the guy and said, nope, he ain't it. He ain't that guy.
But I think Mel Kiper, we blew his draft stock way up.
We did not.
Some blew his draft stock way up there. And I think that it was a false sense of something that he was better than, but you would think that his people would know. Well, and the fact that he was there.
This is what I'll say. Tony, you are sort of correct. I'm going to try to massage you a little bit and massage your ego, and then I'm going to drop a bomb on it. So
massage me, daddy.
I'm massaging you, not to be confused with a prison wallet massage. I am massaging you into saying that I agree that Will Levis was not worthy of, say, the Vikings. You know, there's a lot of talk. We talked about it last week. The Vikings moving up into number 3 to take Will Levis. You don't need to give up draft capital for Will Levis. You don't need to break the bank. You don't need to mortgage your future. You don't need to pull a Mike Ditka, Ricky Williams to move up and get Will Levis. What happened to Will Levis was once he got past 12, 13, 14, then you're dealing with playoff teams with established quarterbacks. So you're dealing with the Chiefs, you're dealing with the Cowboys, you're dealing with the Eagles, you're dealing with the Bills, you're dealing with all these players and teams that have established quarterbacks. Will Levis goes into the second round and he gets scooped up by the Tennessee Titans. Absolute excellent value there. And I'll tell you why. We talked about it last week. Will Levis has every single bit of the intangibles that our idiot friend Mile Copper Jr., which I can't stand him. Todd McShay's better.
Whoa,
Todd.
The intangibles. I think he's got the physical. He's 6'3", 230,
Absolutely. Can you
whatever.
teach that? Can you teach somebody to be 6'3"? Can
Hey,
you coach that? No.
But I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead, Jed.
Hold on, real quickly. Remind me what pick he went in the second round.
I think he was the first.
32, 33.
So why would it not have been worth the Titans to trade into the first round to get that guaranteed 5th year? You know, because if you're drafted in the first round, you get the 5th year. Teams get the 5th year option, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So why would they not have tried to bounce up a couple of spots?
Why would you?
Get it? Because you get a 5th year if he's good. You don't have to pay him.
Who gives a shit about a 5th year? Let the guy
because
play
you don't
for
have to
4
pay
years.
him.
You're going to pay him no matter what. You
I
think
guess that's
did
true. If he's a
Burrow
stud,
get
they're
paid?
going to pay him. Yeah.
Burrow got paid. Did Jalen get paid before his 5th year?
By the way, that was my whole
This guy
thing.
ain't
Josh
Jalen.
Allen
This
get paid
guy,
before his 5th
this
year?
guy ain't Josh Allen. This guy ain't.
Coming out of college, I would have
on.
taken Will Levis over Jalen. I watched Jalen for a year.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
He had the best
And you know
offensive
why?
coach in the game, and
Because
I would have taken.
He's 6'4", he's 225 pounds, and he's got a freaking arm for a rocket. Rocket for an arm.
For an arm.
Arm for a rocket, rocket for an arm. They're interchangeable because I say they are. And here's the thing. Anthony is dead wrong on this because is Will Levis going to start day one? No, he's not. Will we see him in the rookie year? Potentially. I mean, Tannehill's okay. Tannehill's a nice quarterback. The AFC is loaded with quarterbacks now. Tannehill's a nice quarterback. But he plays in a weak division. So you're playing in a division in the AFC South where really, I mean, who's your main competition in the AFC South as far as quarterbacks go? I mean, I don't think that Will Levis is going to start immediately, and I don't think that he should. Tannehill's a nice player. He can learn some things from Tannehill. And here's the factor for me, and this is why Tony is dead wrong. It's why Benny's right, Tony's wrong. It happens all the time. If you guys could see the group chat, we'd all be in prison, and you would also see that Benny is always right. The reason is because of Mike Vrabel. Where is Vrabel? What coaching tree is he from? Can someone remind me? Bill Belichick? Did he work for Bill Belichick for a bit?
Yeah, how
Do you
good
think
is
that
Bill
guy knows
Belichick's
talent?
coaching tree been though?
Yeah.
Oof, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Shout out Charlie Weiss.
Yeah.
I think he's still getting paid by Kansas. Is he still getting paid by
Probably.
Kansas? I think he is.
Probably.
Shout out Charlie Weiss. But I'm telling you, Tony's wrong. Tony's wrong. Will Levis will be a nice NFL player. Am I saying he's going to be all pro? No. But guess what? He's going to a team that has one of two factors that are needed for a young quarterback to succeed. One being a good running game. Derrick Henry, is he good? I think he's good. Is Derrick Henry good? He's good.
He's a solid, okay.
He's all right. He's average.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. If you have a good, I would call it great running game, that is a recipe for success as far as a rookie quarterback.
So
Will Levis is not a bust. He's not played one down. You can't call him a bust.
I'm going to preempt all the Benny hot air here because we've heard you talk. We've heard you talk. I want to get down to brass tacks here. And Denz is right here with Denz. You're reading my mind, baby. You're reading my mind, baby. You know where I'm going.
Talk to me about a bet. I swear to God, I'll smash it.
So I do agree with you. I don't think that he plays a lot this year. I think, Tannehill he's vanilla ice cream. Tannehill is. I mean, he's good enough, right? So I don't think Levis plays this year. But I'm trying to work through a bet here that if Will Levis plays, right? If he plays, would you be comfortable if he plays 6 games? Can we base a wager upon his performance in 6 games? So say
as
something
a starter
happens,
or as like coming in mop up duty.
I'm telling you, he's the guy. So Tannehill has shit the bed. Tannehill's broken his femur, something like that.
Okay,
right? And so Levis comes into play. He's the guy. Are you comfortable with a bet based upon 6 games?
what do we got? 17 game season now. 17 game season. I want half. I want half the games. I want 8.5.
Wait.
8.5 games.
Hold on. Wait. You're going to say 8.5 games this year?
Yeah.
Why not?
Because he's chicken shit and he wants as many outs as possible in the bet.
Listen, why don't we do a season worth of games over 2 years? 17 games.
Cash. I don't have that kind of patience.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's no way to judge if he's. I mean, like you can't.
Go ahead, Tony. Go ahead.
this year.
We'll argue the games in a minute. Go ahead.
Okay.
We'll argue the games in a minute.
We come to agreement if it's 8 games, 6 games. You want to bet on QBR. What do you want to bet on? You want a minimum. You want over under QBR. What do you want?
Jaguars. I don't like QBR. I think QBR is bull crap. I don't like it.
What are we going to base it on? You want based on win loss? You want win loss?
Interceptions. I want interceptions.
Wait.
I want touchdowns to interception. Touchdown to interception ratio is what I want. Okay. Because here's the thing. I don't give a shit about the Titans. No one cares about the Titans. Do they have a good running game? Yeah. Are you better than Jacksonville? No, you're not. You're not better than Jacksonville. I mean, Doug Peterson is an absolute stud. Won a Super Bowl with the Eagles and is going to groom Trevor Lawrence into an absolute stud. So the odds of the Titans winning that division are going to be on the shoulders of Trevor Lawrence going down. I don't want to gamble on that. So I don't care about QBR. I don't care about win-loss. I care about touchdowns to interception ratio.
Okay, so
is Chad, give us an over-under.
Is it just touchdown to interception ratio over the course of the year if he plays 1 game or 10 games?
Yes.
I got to give you an over-under?
Give me an over-under on touchdowns. Give me an over-under on interceptions, and I'll take both. And then we can log it into the pay-up app, and then at the end of the year, Benny's going to get paid.
I think, listen, we're going to go super conservative here. 8 touchdowns, because I don't think he's going to play much. And 6 interceptions.
Anthony, this is I yield to you. What would you take on that?
Oh, he throws way more interceptions than that.
I'm saying he's not going to. If he plays a lot, he's going to throw more touchdowns.
But he's not
going
to start. That's the thing. He's not going to be the starter. So it's going to take a Tannehill injury, or it's going to take a 1-6 start.
I think there's a very real possibility that he comes in and throws 1 touchdown and 7 interceptions.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're 8 to 6 interceptions. I'm taking the over on that, baby.
But the question is touchdowns, because I threw it out there as a 8 to 6 because if he hits both of those right around, we're going to call that a success. He goes 8 and 6 this year. We're going to say that's a good year.
That's a good year. Very good.
I picked a good year for him.
For a guy who's not scheduled to be the starter.
Yep.
I'm waiting.
Come on, AJ. You mean put the Jeopardy music? What are we doing here?
You want to think about it more? I mean, you need to.
No, I've already said. If you want 8 to 6, cool, take that because he's throwing.
Hold on, but you're having to pick. You have to pick over and under.
So 8 and 6, you're going to give me the opportunity to pick the over and the under on 8 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. We're going to call it 2 separate bets. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I thought we're doing ratio. I thought we're doing touchdown interception ratio.
Oh, I thought we were doing.
I'm good either way.
You want to do touchdowns and interceptions?
Yeah. Yeah, you give me the number.
So
give
let's so
6. You guys do the over under.
So how about this? How about this? For the sake of time, we got a lot of stuff we want to talk about. Benny, let's hash this out on Twitter.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. So that way
we'll work it out.
That way we
and
can.
I'll take comments. You guys comment on what you think. Shoot us a DM.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you right now, Will Levis was an absolute value pick in the second round.
He sucks. But we're gonna move on.
See.
AJ, do you have a value pick before we move off of this?
No, let's keep going.
Okay.
So I want to talk about your next subject. I want to talk about biggest reach.
So biggest reach. Do you guys want me to go first so you two can argue it out? What do you guys want to do here?
I mean, we can just jump right into Bijan if you want to. I don't care.
Bijan is the biggest reach.
Absolutely.
We just talked about how he is a diminishing. You don't pick a running back that high. We just talked about this,
and I did say that. I said 15 to 26.
What did he go? 10?
8.
8.
So,
but of course, it's the Falcons. I mean, Jesus Christ,
that hurts you, by the way.
Oh, it does. It
that
hurts my argument badly, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that out loud. Hurts my argument, but I'm not going to say that.
I mean, 100% that killed your offensive rookie of the year. Bryce
here's the thing.
Bryce Young's going to run away with
look
rookie of the
at
year.
what freaking wide receiver Cordell Patterson can do running the football there. You don't think Bijan's better than Cordell Patterson?
It's true.
Yeah, I know
but,
it's true.
But I don't think it helps you any because they're going to be
the Falcons are
they're going to be a 3-14 team, a 4-13 team.
Here's the thing. I mean, let's be honest here and think about this for 30 seconds in the interest of time. What in the world, if you could pick a worse team for Bijan to go to, what would you pick?
The worst team he could go to?
Yeah, if you could pick a worse team than the Falcons, what team would you say?
The Broncos? I don't know. Yeah, it's tough.
I mean, Broncos have Russell Wilson. He's not terrible. Yeah. He is terrible, but
I don't know that I would. I mean,
he's got Sean Payton.
I mean,
Alvin Kamara do good under Sean Payton? Yeah. You can't name a worse situation. I mean, this is the absolute worst situation.
Maybe
for
the
Bijan
Saints.
Robinson.
What's with the Saints down there?
Yeah,
they don't have a whole lot.
Yeah, they don't have a lot. You're right.
I mean, maybe the Saints.
Another NFC South team, by the way. I mean,
so what?
Though.
So here's what double screws Bijan, right? So obviously, I've talked about the talent, right, in the reach, but he gets double screwed here, right, because his team also got worse by picking him, and let me give me a minute here, Benny. So that team needed pass rush. They need
everything.
Well, they need everything, but they had to shore up pass rush in the draft. They needed edge and needed interior linemen. They needed something. And do we know what they passed on to pick up Bijan? You know who went after him?
Talk to me.
They passed on the best player in the draft.
He went 10, right?
Could Jalen Carter could he have helped them a little bit?
Absolutely.
So you don't shore up a desperate need on your team, and instead you reach for a running back.
Yeah, that was a reach.
So you've reached. You've made yourself worse because you had a chance to pick up a guy that's probably going to be pretty good, right? Again, I think he's the best.
Is having offensive rookie of the year bad? Is that bad? I don't think that's bad. Here's the thing.
We have Kitty in the chat. Say hello to Kitty. Hello.
Here's the thing. Shout out, Kitty. Happy birthday.
It's their birthday?
It's on the big board. Happy birthday,
Katrina.
Grady, Kenley, Landry. They all shout out.
We can't read that.
But here's the thing. I know we're going to work on the big.
You put Joe Exotic a lot bigger than happy birthday to your wife.
You did.
I didn't write that. My children wrote that. So
that's even crappier
shout
for you.
Out my children. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you are a Cowboys fan, which we are, would you rather see the Philadelphia Eagles take Jalen Carter, or would you rather them take Bijan Robinson?
I'd rather take Bijan.
No chance.
Yes.
Whoa. Sorry, what was the question again?
Here's the thing. If the Falcons take Jalen Carter, okay, then let's just use draft day Disney magic, right? So Falcons take Jalen Carter and they sure up an absolute need that they need, which, by the way, Jalen Carter is not a splash. People outside of like morons like us and
totally right.
Straight up NFL guys, Jalen Carter, who's Jalen? Oh, he's that guy that got arrested. No, he's not. He's the best player in the draft. But the fan base wanted a splash. This fan base got a splash. They got Bijan. If the Falcons had a brain and they take Jalen Carter and then the Eagles slide to 10, Bijan Robinson slides to 10 at the Eagles, and they take him, as a Cowboys fan, would you rather face Jalen Carter for the next 5 years, or would you rather face Bijan Robinson for the next 5 years?
You changed your question for the next 5 years. I don't think Bijan's going to last 5 years. Jalen Carter, you may be dealing with for the next 15. Jalen Carter, you may have to deal with him for 15 years. AJ is having a conversation with a ghost, apparently.
It's Reed. Don't get me started on Reed.
Hey, Quit
can't get
feeding him
sidetracked.
information. You want to be
No,
part of the show, be part of
he's
the
not
show.
feeding me anything. He's trying to weasel his way onto the podcast. Is what
No,
it is.
if you do, Reed, if you
That's
do,
true.
I
He knows more
swear to
than I do,
God,
for
I will
sure.
bring up our
Knowledge
text
than
messages.
So Benny,
You
Benny
slide
hasn't
in here, and I will bring it up.
Benny
You
hasn't
go
informed
right
me
ahead.
that if you get on the
Show
pod,
your face.
he's going to bring up the text exchange.
Show
that
it.
we're-
Show your face, and let's see what
Right
happens.
now.
Yeah. Oh, he's serious. He's going to bring it up.
I'm
He's
dead
going
serious.
there.
Ben, that voice of Rito's went up like an octave.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so you might want to just go into the other room and listen.
You might
to
want
the
to step
pod.
aside, young man.
We are going to have to talk about this in the bad decisions part of this
Yeah.
podcast because I don't know what happened.
I will have.
So let me jump
have
in
your
real
people
quick.
call our
Let-
people. Read. We'll work you in next week. Okay.
I don't agree, but I understand your argument, AJ, that Bijan was probably the biggest reach. The biggest reach for me is the next running back that went. What are Dane's Detroit
thinking?
Lions doing?
I actually put
No
on here.
clue.
What are you doing?
They got who got worse? Detroit Lions. What are you doing?
What
in
are
the
you
world?
doing?
Yeah.
Where's Dane at?
You reach for a
Oh,
running back.
Oh, Q. It's quick. It's Q.
Q speaks live.
Q's on here. Hi,
When-
Q. I take Saquon every day.
Saquon or Bijan? No, give me Bijan.
Give me Saquon.
Saquon.
Q, who you
easy.
got? You got
I'll
Saquon
take
or
Bijan. Give
Bijan?
me But
It's
listen,
Saquon.
biggest reach for me, Gibbs. Absolutely.
That was
Jabari
ridiculous.
Gray. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, that guy's projected to be a mid to late second round pick, and the Detroit freaking Lions are the love. I mean, we love Dan Campbell. We've talked about Dan Campbell.
We do.
And he
We
was
do. I
excited
love
about
Dan
that pick.
Campbell.
Did
He
you
was
see him?
excited. Oh, he was fired up.
Which, I mean, what are you
And
going to do? Right?
He's excited
immediately-
about everything. He's excited about a trip to
True.
the Golden Corral, man. He gets excited about everything.
Immediately in the group chat, which our dear friend Dane, poor Dane, he's a Lions fan. Immediately in the group chat, we say, what in the absolute hell are the Detroit Lions doing? They reach for a guy instead of taking the best available player. 2 first-round picks, they could have taken the best available player. What do? They jump on and take a second-round projected running back. I don't get that. That's the biggest reach for me.
Yeah, it was bad.
Best draft grade, I'm going to give it out right now. Best draft grade, much as it hates to kill me and to say this, Philadelphia Eagles. They had a fantastic draft. 2 first-round picks. They got better. The Eagles got better. Best for me, the Eagles. Worst for me, Denver Broncos. I mean, I love Marvin Mims. I think Marvin Mims is a nice player.
I think he's going to be good.
He's an OU guy. We love him, obviously. But, dude, they absolutely, totally screwed the Russell Wilson trade. I mean, that
Okay.
was
I'm glad
that
you
is
said
terrible.
that.
Terrible.
I've got that
terrible.
list in front of me. You guys want to hear what it ended up being?
Talk to me.
Oh
Talk to
my God, I'm never going to be able to say these names. The Broncos got Russell Wilson and Uia Zariki, I'm guessing. The Seahawks got Charlie Cross, Devin Witherspoon, Boy Maff. I don't know how you say that one. Derek Hall and Tyreek Smith.
me. Devin Witherspoon is an absolute player.
He's a stud.
Absolutely. Stud.
So I guess Devin Witherspoon and Derek Hall are the only two from this year's draft that they got. Yeah, Witherspoon's a stud.
Yeah, and
So-
that's the thing. I mean, to me, the worst draft grades of the night, I'm giving to the Broncos because, I mean, dude, they reset the market. You know, we talked last week about Zeke resetting the market, Jerry Jones resetting the market, the idiots prior to Sean Payton, and I think Sean Payton will make Russell Wilson better. Is he going to be Russell
agree.
Wilson of 6-7 years ago? Probably not. But Sean Payton he's a great coach. We all wanted him in Dallas. I was on the board.
Oh, absolutely.
You want to win right now? You fire Mike McCarthy's fat ass and you bring in Sean Payton. I said that numerous times. But here's the thing. If you are the Denver Broncos and your first pick of this draft is Marvin Mims, you got problems because you got, you got problems. I mean, if you're taking a wide receiver from Oklahoma, which I mean,
He's a good
Marvin
player.
Mims he's a good player. He's a good player. He absolutely is a good player. But that team won 4 games last year. They have way more needs than wide receiver. They got Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton. Where are you going to put Marvin Mims? Put him in
And,
the slot?
He's going to have to
Congratulations.
be in the slot. He's going to have to line up stacked behind somebody. He can't beat press coverage. He
cannot.
couldn't do it in college. He can't do it in the NFL.
No. And then you're going to face a pass rush of the Kansas City Chiefs, the Raiders, and the Chargers twice a year.
Who are
gonna
all
put
three better than you?
tremendous pressure on Russell Wilson. You think he's going to have time to read that third option? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You're both boring me.
Q, you
Talk
got
to
into
me,
it a little
Tony.
more than
Talk
I
to
did.
me.
So I
Q
take
says
it.
Redskins worst draft, Steelers best draft.
I take
I like
it from
the Steelers best draft part.
I take it from
It's
this
Joey
discourse.
Porter.
I take it from this discourse. You're both big draft grade guys, right? You love your draft grades. You like seeing who got the A plus.
Well, I mean, none of this really
minus.
matters. We're not going to
So
know.
you-
It's like recruiting
big-
grades. No one really knows.
What matters?
But I mean, you're both putting stock into it. You know, this team did great. This team did bad, right? You're doing your own draft grades, right? I'm telling you, draft grades are pointless.
It's exactly like recruiting grades.
Completely pointless, right? Because draft grades depend upon how you had somebody rated, right? So it's totally pointless. Here's what matters in a draft. Here's what matters. Filling holes in your damn team. Understanding what your team needs and filling the holes. You know, talking about the Falcons, what the Falcons didn't do, right? And being lucky, right? I mean, so success in the draft is made in the margins, right? Is being lucky in the damn draft. So knowing who you need, stockpiling a shitload of picks, and you got to get lucky. So everybody loves talking about Bill Belichick. Belichick, he's so awesome. He's a guru. He knows the draft inside and out. You know what else he's good at? Stockpiling fucking picks. He goes into a draft with a shitload of picks. Guess what happens when you have a shitload of picks? Your chances of getting lucky on a guy go up. Your chances of getting Tom fucking Brady go up when you have 9 picks in the second day of the draft, right? You can take these shots on these guys, right? So we don't know. What I'm telling you is, like, everybody's grading a draft right now doesn't know shit from Shineola. And you know why I know that?
I've heard that.
What does that even mean? What is Shineola?
I don't know. Look it up.
What does that mean?
Google
What does that
shit
even
from,
I've always
mean?
wondered
shit
that
from
too. My mom
Shineola.
used to say
You
it to
can
me
use
too.
it now. Use that if you want to. Shit from
I've
Shineola.
never heard that ever.
Oh, my mom used to say it to me all the time.
Yeah, there you go.
my God.
So let's go back. Let's
Okay,
look at the.
so hold on. I got a question,
no.
AJ. I got a question real quickly.
Oh,
Sorry,
please go
did I
ahead.
just ruin your momentum?
Interrupt my RAM. It's okay.
Yeah, he was on a roll.
Sorry, you were on
It's
a
fine.
roll. You was
It's
a
like
long
Shineola
roll,
when
though.
nobody
It was
knows
a
what the hell
long
that
fucking
is.
roll.
He was on a
Okay.
roll.
So here's my question. You said in there, and I'm just going to ask this because I think it'll start another conversation. You said you fill holes in your team. Every
Yes.
draft person across the world always says what? Do you draft for a need or best player on the board?
And they're fucking idiots too. It doesn't matter. Yeah, we needed a running back, so we passed on the best defensive player in the fucking draft. So we can reach on a running back because we think we got him high on our draft board. It doesn't matter. A running back doesn't win a Super Bowl. Pass rush wins Super Bowl.
But hold on, wait. You got
Hey,
that
wait a
wrong.
minute,
You
wait a
said
minute,
that
wait a minute,
backwards.
wait a minute.
I said a running back
Hold
doesn't
it,
win a
hold
Super
it,
Bowl.
hold it.
Running back doesn't
I
win.
knew this would start a good
hold it.
conversation.
Running back doesn't win Super Bowl.
Oh, really? So if the Seahawks on 1st and goal from the 1 handed to Marshawn Lynch, do they beat the Patriots or do they drop back and throw an interception? Does that win the Super Bowl?
What got them there? What got
I
them
don't
to the
give a
point?
shit. We're not talking
you don't
about
care
what-
about the other games of the season?
You're,
those don't matter.
Running back? Are you kidding me? You want to say a running back can't win?
It doesn't fucking matter.
What happens?
without
What
their
happens if you
defense?
give the ball to
Without their
Marshawn Lynch?
defense, they're not there to begin with.
If you give the ball to Marshawn Lynch on 1st and goal from the 1, what happens?
Without their defense,
What happens?
they're not even. They're
I
not
don't
even
give a
there.
shit about
they're
their
not in the
defense.
fucking game. It doesn't matter.
You want to talk about moving the goalposts? What happens if they give the ball to beast mode and they give the ball to Marshawn Lynch? What happens?
What happens?
What happens?
What happens
Yeah,
if they didn't
answer
have
the
the defense to get
question.
them there? No, you
Answer the question. What happens?
What happens if they don't have the defense?
I don't care about the defense. You said the running back. You said the running back can't make a difference. You said the running back can't win a Super Bowl. What happens if the Seattle Seahawks and dipshit Pete Carroll, I gotta swear to God, I hope he chokes on his gum one day on the sidelines.
Love that.
What
guy.
happens if
Players
Pete
love him.
Of
Carroll
course you do.
gives the ball to Marshawn Lynch on 1st and goal? What happens?
What happens if their defense doesn't play lights
Touchdown,
out
Anthony.
all
That's
season?
the question. Touchdown.
It doesn't
the
matter. They
answer
wouldn't be
is a
there.
touchdown, and the answer is another Super Bowl away from Tom Brady. That's the answer.
Benny,
I'm sorry that you're ashamed
Benny,
to say that.
Benny,
but
don't
that
wake
is.
up the children. Kitty said, "Don't wake up the children."
She's in San Diego.
Hello.
Okay, so we got through that one. And I
Answer
knew
the
that-
question, Anthony. I'm waiting
was
on
a
you to
great-
answer the question.
I'm waiting to answer to my question.
Is their defense
Oh.
great? Yes. You want me to say that? Yes, their defense was great.
Yeah. So without that defense, they're not even in that game. It doesn't matter.
God,
it doesn't matter.
That's so bad. That is
Okay.
so bad.
So we're going to move
bad.
on.
That's a terrible
Okay.
argument.
We're
So
gonna,
you
Give the
so
ball
I
to
have-
Marshawn Lynch
I've
4
killed both your
times and they
rants.
win the Super Bowl.
So hold on before you meander
So
down some
bad.
other path, Chatty. I want to bring
Okay.
this up, right? I want to point to why it's so much luck.
So bad.
2020 draft, right? Not
So
too long ago,
bad.
right?
So bad.
32 draft picks in that first round. 9 of them are making a difference on their team right now. 9 of the 32 in the 2020 draft are making a difference. The rest of the
9
guys,
22.
so the rest of those guys, a couple are dead. A bunch of them are, Jags, just another guy. And the rest of them has shit down both legs, right? The draft is a crapshoot. You stockpile picks, you know what you need, and you draft accordingly.
I want you to answer the question.
I
So
want you to
if-
answer my question.
I answered it. I said
No,
that.
Yeah,
Anthony,
would they
stop.
would
Stop.
they be
Just
would
stop.
they be would the game matter? Would they be in that game without the defense?
No, the defense was
Oh,
excellent.
Yes,
defense was
yes.
excellent.
So it doesn't matter what the running back did
No, it does.
Well, that's wrong.
Because
though.
here's the
for
thing.
for the outcome of that game. I'm telling you, the game wouldn't even matter. They wouldn't be there without the defense.
They would not be there without the defense. The defense, the Legion of Boom, the Seattle Seahawks were a phenomenal defensive team. Anthony, I'm telling you, you are 100% correct. Without that defense, they are not in the game against the Patriots. Now, answer this question. If the Seattle Seahawks give the ball to Marshawn Lynch on 1st and goal from the 1, does Malcolm Butler have a chance to intercept that ball and do the Seahawks win? Yes or no? It's a simple question. Yes or no? I don't need I don't need let's talk about. I need yes or no.
I want you to give me another example because
Oh my God, he can't do
you
it.
cherry
He can't
picked the
do it
one.
because he knows he's wrong.
You
He can't
cherry
do it
picked
because
the
he knows
one
he's wrong.
example. You cherry picked the
Can't
one
do it 'cause he
example,
knows he's wrong. Because it's the greatest example of all time.
and the only one you can come up with too. Congratulations.
Good.
Let's move on,
Lord,
Chatty.
dude.
Okay.
Yeah, let's move
So-
on because I'm wrong.
We've beat this. We've kicked this dead horse.
This is so nice. I love this.
God,
Okay.
dude.
So AJ put this on here, or Ben put this on there. AJ, the AFC is now loaded with talent. So, in the interest of time, we're already at almost an hour. Do we want to rank the quarterbacks for top 4 of the guys drafted? Bryce, AR, CJ Levis. Does anybody have anything other than Bryce, AR, CJ Levis? Is
I
that
think
pretty
it's
much
fair.
is that the
Yeah, I
consensus?
think that's fair.
Okay, so let's talk about the Aaron Rodgers trade. Let's talk about whether we see him being a stud in New York, or is he going to be the guy that didn't give a shit about football in Green Bay? Because I have the take of clearly doesn't care about football, doesn't seem to care about football. Maybe he's pissed at the Green Bay organization, probably pissed at the Green Bay organization, but he's a year older. He's a year closer to being able to sit in the tent that Benny goes to on the weekends. I don't see this being a big deal. I just don't see him being great in New York. Tell me I'm wrong. I want to hear you guys tell me I'm wrong. I don't see this going well for the Jets. Sorry, Sim.
I mean, I don't know. You guys know me. I wanted Tom Brady whenever the Patriots were, considering moving on from Tom Brady. I wanted him in Dallas. I wanted him because I thought that he would be the difference maker. I was laughed at. I was ridiculed. I wanted Aaron Rodgers when he became available because here's the thing. Anthony said this last week, and I agree 100%. This is a win now league. I think Aaron Rodgers has the tools to win now. Does he have the tools in the New York Jets? Is he going to go into Buffalo and win? No. Is he going to go into New England and win against Bill Belichick's defense? Probably not. Is he going to go to Miami and win? No, because Belichick can't even go to Miami and win. When's the last time the Patriots won in Miami? It's just, to me, it's just, and as much as Aaron Rodgers wants to distance himself from the Packers and distance himself from Brett Favre, he is Brett Favre. I mean, you are Brett Favre. You won 1 Super Bowl, and then you wanted out, and where did Brett Favre go? Vikings, ended up with the Jets. But he goes to the Jets. I think Aaron Rodgers to Garrett Wilson, is that a great duo? Absolutely it is. But is it enough to win that division? No. It's probably not even enough to get a wild card.
So what was the point?
I think in true Aaron Rodgers fashion. So none of us are Aaron Rodgers fans, right? You know how I feel about Aaron Rodgers. I think in true Aaron Rodgers fashion, I think he balls out this year. I think he's got a ton of young talent around him. The organization wants him there. I think he's enough of a baby inside that he needed that. He wanted that need. He needed that want, right? He wasn't feeling that at Green Bay. They drafted his replacement a couple of years ago, and he was clearly
Which was dumb.
He was so
We'll
butthurt
find out
about
this
it.
year.
He did not want to be there. I think he's got enough contrarian in him. I do think he completely balls out this year. But to Benny's point, I don't know that it makes a difference for the team.
It
I
doesn't.
just
He's
don't- I
not
mean, I
better
guess-
than Josh Allen.
Yeah,
not better than the
that's my
Bills.
thing is, even if he is the superstar, what's it going to do? I mean, they're
Yeah.
making the playoffs. Great. Okay.
I mean,
they're
so
going to lose in the first round.
I'm going to say this. I think he puts up near MVP numbers this year. I do.
Well, he doesn't throw any interceptions. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
thing with Aaron Rodgers. He doesn't
Yeah.
throw interceptions.
Yeah.
I think he
Look at
has
his career.
I think he has an MVP caliber year, but in the end, it's all for naught. I don't think he does anything to tarnish his legacy. I think he has a great year on a team where it really doesn't matter.
Fucking Stu.
Yeah, no, you're right. It doesn't matter because he is surrounded with talent and he's surrounded with a decent, I wouldn't call him good. I wouldn't call him elite. I would call him a decent defense in the Jets. But is that Jets defense going to stop Josh Allen? No. Is it going to stop a healthy Tua? No. Is Tua ever healthy? Probably not. But is it going to stop him? No. Are they going to shut down Tyreek Hill, the Jets defense? No. Are you going to shut down Jalen Waddle? No. They're going to light your ass up. I mean, that's just what happens. But I agree. I think that Aaron Rodgers has a nice year. I think he's probably in the MVP candidacy.
Absolutely.
But here's the thing about Aaron Rodgers, and I'll say this, and then I'll be done with it. Aaron Rodgers cares about Aaron Rodgers. Period. The end. He doesn't care about the Green Bay Packers. He doesn't care about the New York
100%.
Jets. He cares about Aaron Rodgers.
He cares about being wanted.
Exactly right.
Yep.
Oh, I'm going to come to New York, and I don't want number 12. Oh, that's Joe Namath. I mean, get out of here, dude. Yeah. Joe Namath was terrible. You take away the guarantee, Joe Namath is not a Hall of Famer. Period. The end. You take away the guarantee, and Joe Namath is not a Hall of Famer. Look at his stats. I don't have them here, but look at them. They're terrible. I mean, terrible, terrible. You take away the guarantee against Baltimore Colts, he's not a Hall of Famer. So Aaron Rodgers cares about Aaron Rodgers. He cares about stats, period. The end.
Okay. NFC quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts, and the rest of the crew. Is that kind of it? Who else we got there?
Well,
not for you guys. Not for you guys because you hate Jalen Hurts.
I hate him. God, I
don't hate Jalen Hurts.
I do.
I don't think he's a $255 million quarterback or whatever it was, but I don't hate him. I always liked his work ethic. I liked him at OU. I just don't think I would rather have Jalen Hurts than Dak Prescott. But
well, yeah.
I don't think that he is I don't think he's a $250 million quarterback. But
well, here's the thing.
That's what the market
is.
is.
The NFC is so weak right now. So in the AFC, look at the quarterback talent that you've got. I would rank them, if I'm off the top of my head, I'm going Mahomes 1 because Mahomes is the guy, period. If you don't like it, too damn bad.
Thought we're doing NFC. Thought we're doing NFC.
Well, I'm talking AFC first. Let me get to my point. AFC, I'm talking Mahomes, I'm talking Burrow, I'm talking Joshy, Justin Herbert. I mean, there are so many good quarterbacks in the AFC. Aaron Rodgers. And then you look at the NFC, and it's like Jalen. Is Dak probably second?
Possibly, yeah.
I mean, I think he might be. And I'm not a fan of Dak Prescott. That's been very much documented.
Yeah. I'm over him, too. I would have been okay if the Cowboys would have drafted Levis. Seriously, just to see if maybe he's better. Because,
well,
God,
you know what's funny is
now there's a spicy take.
I'm just tired of wallowing around in mediocrity.
Well, I mean, look at Dak. He's terrible. He's terrible. He puts up numbers in games that don't matter.
He was a stud his rookie year, and that's it.
Yes, and I will die on this bridge.
He was a stud when the expectations were low.
Yes, you put Romo in that playoff game,
we win.
We win. Absolutely, we win.
Okay.
Go ahead,
quickly.
Jay.
So we've been here an hour. Do we want to get to the NBA playoffs, MLB, golf, real quickly?
So here's the deal. Shout
out
a mystery
guest here in just a second that's gonna guess our person for next week. So go ahead.
Shout out Taylor Gooch. I mean, he's won 2 in a row on the Live Golf. I mean, that is phenomenal.
Efforting is the word there.
Efforting?
Yeah.
Efforting.
What is that?
Efforting.
Efforting.
That means we are efforting having Taylor Gooch on this podcast.
We are. We're trying to get a hold of him. Chad knows his mom. Chad has spoken
Yep.
with him, so we
Yes,
potentially
we're working
could
on
get
it.
him on
Should
here.
hear something this week.
So we're
does.
we're talking about it. So, I mean, he's won about $6 million in the last 2 weeks. So
I think
maybe he comes on. Maybe he
Is
doesn't.
that good?
Is that
Hey,
good?
Bobo, is
That's
that good or is that
pretty
wallering
good.
around?
Well, what's her name? Tony? Jenny? What's her name?
Good God, we got real close to my
The
wife's name. What are
investor? What's her name? Tony. What's the investor's name? Never mind. Go on.
Crickets.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay.
Crickets.
Go on.
Is there anything you guys want to cover in that stuff
Tammy?
before
Is
we
it
get
talking
to
about
our
Tammy?
No, not Tammy. Tammy's Joe Exotic's prison wallet holder.
before we get to our mystery guest that's going to come on and guess who our guest is next week?
Talk to me. Come on.
Are you
Come
guys
on.
ready for this?
Ready for
Bring
it. Send it.
Bring it.
Hold on a second. I'm getting him ready. To come in. You got to turn off your mute.
Turn it off.
Here
It's
he is.
Mike. It's Asian Mike.
What's up, Mikey?
Oh,
What's up,
I love
guys?
you, Mike.
Mikey, that beard's looking good, dude.
Right?
Look at that.
Dude, I've
Talk
already
to me,
shaved it
Mikey.
like 2 or 3 times, man.
Well, of
It
course
gets
you
itchy. It gets itchy. I shave
He's-
it off, start
You
it
just
off
got to
again.
power through, baby.
There are
Power
5 guys in a Discord chat right now somewhere that are having an
they are
aneurysm.
furious. They are
I am
furious.
I am posting this to the Discord right now.
Talk to me, Mikey.
I have a
Mikey, who is it?
screenshot.
What's up, homie?
Mike, do
Talk
you
to
have
me,
a guess
Mikey.
on who our mystery person is next week? Our interview next week.
Do I have a guess? I'm assuming it's going to be someone from OU.
Come on.
Offensive player, defensive player,
Defensive player.
defensive player.
Played D end at OU. Got drafted as a linebacker by the Baltimore Ravens.
Second round.
I'm gonna go with Dan Cody.
Bingo, baby.
Bingo.
Dan Cody.
Dan freaking Cody.
Let's
Dan
go.
Cody will
Chicken
be on the
dinner.
podcast next week. And I'm telling you right now, if not for injuries, Dan Cody plays 10 plus years in the NFL. It's not even close. That guy was an absolute superstar at OU. He was a superstar at Ada High before that. He was a superstar at Colgate High before that. Dan Cody is a absolute freak of nature. He will be on next week. And I'm going to tell you right now, we've got some good things lined up for Dan. And Dan is doing some amazing things with the youth here in the Ada and Pontotoc County areas. I'm excited about it. Mikey, thanks for coming on. Good for the
Thanks, Mike.
good for the
I'm not gonna
the
lie,
guest
dude.
there on Dan Cody.
I really figured it was gonna be Switzer. I mean, I'm a little bit disappointed that it's not Switzer because I mean,
Because
Y'all
I
had,
got
like-
his cell phone number because
y'all had
we
lunch
actually-
yesterday, didn't you? Did y'all have lunch yesterday?
We actually all have his phone number now, thanks to Benny.
with Barry Switzer. So listen. So Switzer takes some time off during the summer. Switzer, does Switzer things during the summer, and then he has his coach's cabana on in the fall. I reached out to Barry Switzer, talked to him a bit on Twitter.
Coach's Cabana, isn't that a Barry Manilow song? You're mixing up your berries.
No, I don't know about
Coach's
that.
Cabana, Copacabana. That's
Coach-
a Barry
Coach-
Manilow song. Yeah,
I don't know that.
Copacabana. Yeah.
Coca, not coaches.
gotcha.
Coaches, Cabanas, Pat Jones, Barry Switzer. So Mike is
maybe
absolutely
soon,
right.
man. Maybe soon.
Dan Cody's coming on. I'm in conversations with Switzer. We'll probably get him on the fall. But it's going to be a good time. So, Mike, congratulations. Mike, submit a question for Dan Cody. We will ask it. It will get answered.
Anything you want.
Do I get a prize for guessing? I mean, that's how this works, right? You come on a radio show, you guess the correct answer, you get like a.
It's in the mail. We've
prize.
already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's in
we
the-
mailed it.
It's in the.
We'll get you a
nailed
free
it.
subscription to the Pay Up Premium service.
Yes.
Dang.
It's coming.
Bingo.
It's coming.
Dang. Okay.
Launching this
Yeah.
summer.
AJ is like, did you hear? He didn't get real excited about that. He's like,
No, he didn't.
you son of a bitch.
I gotta
No, he didn't.
eating into my revenue, Chatty.
I'm
so-
excited.
Seriously, you guys
Mikey,
submit
thanks for getting on
questions.
here, buddy.
Mikey,
Absolutely, man.
appreciate you, bro. Great
Thanks, Mikey.
guess. You did it, which Mike's a big OU fan. I mean, we knew he
Oh,
would
yeah.
get it. Submit questions if you want to ask Dan Cody a question. We've got a list of 10 or 12 questions. Dan Cody talked to me. He said, Benny, You ask me anything that you want. Nothing's off limits. You want to talk about Dan Cody? You want to talk about what his college and NFL career was like? Let us know. We'll ask it. 100%.
Go. Sounds good. Y'all had a good show.
All right. Thanks, Mikey. See you, buddy.
All right, bud. See y'all.
Was that a good surprise guest for you?
That was.
That was good. I love Mike. Mike's a great guy. I mean,
Yes, he is.
just wholesome. I mean, just a great, wholesome individual.
I had lunch with him the other day.
The Discord chat.
He bought lunch.
The Discord chat's gone strangely quiet.
Yeah, Bobo's gonna have that, and maybe
Oh, he's gonna
He, so Bobby is in the Discord, but he is. Oh, here we go. We have a comment coming from Bobby. Let's see if
Read
it's
it.
safe.
Read it.
Let's see if it is
Read it
safe
live.
for
Read it
radio.
live.
Read it live. Who gives a shit? We'll do it live. Read it.
2023 league champ is typing. Oh, he stopped typing. Shit.
All right, that's a good spot for us. So next week we got Dan Cody.
Next week, Dan Cody.
AJ, you had a guest that you are trying to get lined up as well. An OSU guy. You want to talk about that for just a second, just so we can give people kind of what we're going to be doing on this show going forward.
Trying to get radio voice of the OSU Cowboys, Dave Hunziker, on here later this summer to talk about Cowboy football with us.
I think that'll be a lot of fun.
What I want from him is just random pistols firing. Like I want us to be talking about something and him just go pistols firing.
Just come in here like just full character. Like
yes,
full,
absolutely.
Yes,
I mean, that's what
absolutely.
he's known for, right? I mean, it's like Harry Carey, take me out to the. No, I mean he's pistols firing, baby. They're down 49-0, touchdown, pistols firing. You know,
I really do. I do, because I don't know a whole lot about him, but I've heard he's a great interview. Will told me he is a fantastic interview. So it'll be cool to have him on.
Yep.
We need to reach out to somebody with OU, see if we can get somebody on coming into the fall. I don't know if it's Toby Rowland or I don't have a contact there, but we'll have to work on that. Anybody out there in Twitter land or YouTube land, hook us up with that and we'll get them on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Dan Cody next week, going to be a blast. You guys submit your questions. Dan is a stand-up, fantastic guy. Can't wait to talk to him next week.
Awesome. Is there anything else we need to cover before we get out of here?
Yeah, Anthony's wrong about the Seahawks and Marshawn Lynch. That's period the end.
Period.
I'm right about running backs don't win Super Bowls, man.
Yeah, because if you give it to Marshawn Lynch instead of throwing it and Malcolm Butler doesn't pick it off, what happens?
Music run us out of here. All right, guys. Next Monday, 9 p.m. on YouTube. Follow Benny at Benjamin Lewis. Follow AJ at Booze and Balls. Follow me at ChatH610 on Twitter. And we will see you.
Happy birthday, Kitty.
Happy birthday, Kitty.
Happy birthday, Katrina. Have fun in San Diego.